Everybody, welcome to Mexico City. Week 8 here in the SFL is ready to kick off with more action. I'm your play-by-play commentator today, Damon Simeon, with my main man himself, Mr. What Up Doe, Eddie Gage. Hey, Eddie, tell us how you feeling today, man.
Damon, we got a good matchup today, SFL Nation. Y'all know what it is. Look at your neighbors to the left and right of you. Toss up y'all drinks and sit along with me. What up, though? We got a tough contest coming up between two tough tested teams in in Jacksonville and Mexico City. Mexico City 4-4 against this team while playing at home. They're gonna need it because Jacksonville has been rolling as of late. They started out slow out the gate, but they have since righted the ship and they are looking to continue. As the GM said, we are not looking to rebuild, but to retool. Let's get it.
You know, Eddie, I totally agree with you that Jacksonville is on the roll. And a couple of weeks ago, I went out to Jacksonville for personal reasons or whatever, and I ended up meeting up with Frank. Frank Gooding, the owner of Jacksonville. And he told me that. He said, come towards the end of the season, we're going to make some noise. And as we saw the past 2 weeks, Jacksonville has really been making some noise here in the SFL. And these guys are ready to go. They got that offensive line, as they did in the draft. Drafted, 4 offensive linemen or so. And these guys are making some holes for their halfback Willis, and they're protecting Dunhill. Ball is on the tee. Derek Norman booted. Here's a return here for Santa Fe. Mexico City. They're wearing their old Santa Fe Gorillas uniform, and that's why I said Santa Fe. There's McCall on the return. Starting off here for the Mexico City Aztecs, quarterback Matt Wilson, halfback Phoenix Jones, fullback Ray Bentley, wide receivers are Jason Bradley, Jacob McCall, Fox Highwind, and your tight ends are Bill Henry and Mike Dax. We'll get to the defensive players here for Jacksonville right after this. Matt Wilson underneath the center. It's going to be a handoff here to Jones, and Jones is going to go nowhere as the front four for Jacksonville stopped him. We're only allowing 1 yard. Defensive players here for Jacksonville. Sorry, Eddie, is Mike Hall, number 77. DN Taquan Hall. Defensive tackle Hunter Norwood and Marcus Sledge. Linebackers are John Martin, Yokov Zolotov. Cornerbacks are Connor Darren, Bernard Gooding, and your safeties are Greg Gaines and Suko Lomeno. Eddie, hey brother, how's it going?
I'm riding hot this afternoon, Damon, off of a tough win yesterday on the road versus Vancouver. But other than that, I'm looking for some great action as Hunter Norwood has checked in the building.
Hey, these two teams here, man, go way back. I think both of them came into the league in season 5. Here is Mexico City. I keep wanting to say Santa Fe. Can I call them Santa Fe for the day?
No, you can't.
And these teams, like I say, go back since season 5. Mexico City, as they wear their Santa Fe uniforms today, and this is what I know them as. Man, that season 5 team for Mexico City, or should I say Santa Fe, I mean, they had the number 1 defense, if I'm not mistaken, in the league that season. Went all the way to the championship game. We're not going to discuss that because we know Raymond Lynn doesn't like talking about that championship. And there's an out route to the top of the field there, and that pass is going to be completed, Eddie. And they're going to pick up 9 yards. They're 2nd and 1 now at Jacksonville 47. Moving the ball pretty good here as that pass is completed to Fox Highwind.
I remember when Fox Highwind first came to Mexico City, I believe he was their 2nd or 3rd wide receiver. But since then, they've gotten him a lot more involved in this offense.
Yeah, he's the number 1 receiver here for this offense. Now, 4-3 is the defense. Shotgun formation here for Santa Fe. I'm just going to call him Santa Fe for the day. I love it. And there's a pass here, and that is going to be completed to number 21, Phoenix Jones, who has been an outstanding performance this season. I mean, so far this season, Eddie. And a lot of people has him on their radar as the MVP number 1 candidate.
As they should. He came into this game 3 yards short rushing of 1,000 on the season. Number 2 in the league.
Here is Mexico City. 4 wide receivers set. 3 wide receivers and a tight end on the play. Mike Daggs down here to the bottom. He's going to go on an out route. There's a pass from Wilson, his best friend. That pass is completed. Picks up 6.
You got Mike Daggs out there on an island against the defense. If you line up man, you got a linebacker out there. If you line up with a corner, he's just going to out-muscle him. That's a tough matchup for anybody in this league.
I agree with you, man. Mike Daggs, as he started to hashtag, throw it to the tight end. 3 wide receivers set here. Daggs is on the line. Phoenix Jones in the backfield by himself. There's a 5-step drop here by Wilson. Wilson throws that pass is tipped by the big lineman, and then the receiver came up with it.
Missed opportunity for Jacksonville right there. That's hopefully doesn't come back to bite them, because that ball was bouncing to everybody good for a second before it finally came down with the completion.
Number 90, the outside linebacker, Yokov, almost came away with that pick, but then Jacob McCall comes away with the reception. Hot potato there, Eddie. 4-3 defense, handoff here to Bentley. Bentley runs over a guy, picks up 4 on that carry. These two guys, Jones and Bentley, Eddie, has really caused some static here in the SFL within the run game. I mean, they have been giving a lot of defenses nightmares at night.
They have, but also in the pass game as well. As when you look at Ray Bentley, he's a former tailback, but he runs those routes looking like a tight end out there.
I looked at his attributes a few weeks ago when they played Houston. Ray Bentley is basically maxed out in every attribute that you can have for a player. I mean, his route running is even maxed out. And then this Mexico City team lines him out wide.
Yep.
In certain formations. So be on the lookout for that. And then they're in single back formation when they line him out wide. And so with that combination of Bentley and Jones, they give a lot of teams headaches there, should we say. 4-2 nickel is Jacksonville. Play action here by Wilson. Wilson out route to the top of the field. He's going to be out of bounds. Mike Daggs, that is, does not get both feet in bounds. 4th and 6, and they're going to have to settle for 3.
They're going to have to settle for 3, and that's unfortunate because Matt Wilson was looking downfield. Took him too long to take his eyes off what was not there and look towards Mike Daggs, who was open, but the pass hit him out of bounds, and that's unfortunate for them. They have to bring in Cole Varner for a field goal attempt.
Cole Varner, one of the best kickers here in the SFL, has been outstanding for his career. Has a lot of success here during the regular season, the playoffs as well. And we can also call him a champion. There's the kick as it is up. It is good right down the middle. 35-yarder is a banger. Eddie, we get to see this Jacksonville offense now, who is led by Marcus Dunhill, who took a few seasons off as he won the SFL championship with Atlanta a few seasons ago, back in season 15, right?
Season 14, he was the MVP. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they also won a championship that season, as you alluded to. And he got off kind of to a slow start there, but you can expect that coming out of retirement. He was at home with the rocking chair. Every now and then he would go to league headquarters and do his job and get folks upset. But he got tired of that and said, you know what, I miss being out there in the field, in the locker room with my teammates, and got back on the field. Yeah, and
Jacksonville he landed right in Jacksonville's lap. I mean, they lost Christian Christensen, who decided to retire. And Marcus Dunhill, as we stated, MVP, had an outstanding career with Atlanta before retiring. And this is what Jacksonville needed, to bring in another veteran to go underneath the center and Dunhill. And Jacksonville is going to start this drive at the 24-yard line. The drive summary for Mexico City: 11 plays, 47 yards, ending in a field goal. Here's Dunhill underneath the center. Great protection from that offensive line, and he's going to dump it off here to Willis, and Willis is going to get tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Willis coming into this game, he's not really involved so much in the rushing game. You know, they don't get him involved when he is. He hasn't been productive. However, he ranks 8th in the SFL in receptions with 61.
We'll get to the offensive players and defensive players of both teams right after this. Gun straight here. There's a 90-yard slant coming up. There's a man open right down the field of the field. There's 3 of them open. Quarterback for Jacksonville is Marcus Dunhill. Halfback is Jared Willis. Your wide receivers are Grayson Willis, Kingston Ellington, and Shea Carroll. Tight ends are Jack Wall and Talon Steele. Here is your offensive linemen for Jacksonville. You have Brian Finch, Robert Crone, Alden Bleeker, and Olivia Bleeker as well. We'll get to Mexico City here in a moment. 2 wide receivers. There are 2 tight ends on the play as well, and Willis in the backfield. 2-step drop here by Dunhill. Dunhill, that pass is thrown into coverage and could have been picked off by Jeffrey Daggs, who is a dangerous man back there in the secondary for Mexico City.
Jeffrey Daggs, who I thought was snubbed of the Hall of Fame this past offseason. Hopefully he gets in next time. He doesn't drop many, and Jacksonville got away with one right there.
Defensive end here for Mexico City. You have Broccoli. You have Skylar Kingsley. Defensive tackle is Dan Tritz. Linebackers are KT Horrell, Ronnie Watson, and Dexter Jackson. Your cornerbacks are Jared Brody. Here's a fumble. And that pass is picked up by Santa Fe, Mexico City, whatever you want to call them. They both are south of the border. And that is number 42. Ronnie Watson comes away with that fumble recovery, and and Mexico City is going to take over here.
They're going to take over with a short field and look to put points on this drive. Unfortunately for Jacksonville, ball security was not on a memo this week apparently, but they're going to look to try to bounce back and get their defense to hold them to 3.
Remaining defensive players for Mexico City: Jermaine Mainfield, Xavier Hawkins, Jeffrey Daggs, as we mentioned, and Dean Charbs are your defensive players for the Santa Fe / Mexico City Aztecs. Bar formation here. Wings Jokers. 2-step drop here by Wilson. There's a man open right to the top of the field. He comes away with that first down, and that is going to be tight end Bill Henry.
Yeah, Bill Henry came into this game with 1 reception. Make that 2 now. And Mexico City, they do a great job of spreading the ball around. I said it many times. Ramos is one of the better offensive coordinators in this league. He makes you cover the entire field.
Underneath the center is Wilson on a 7-step drop, steps up in the pocket, throws a lame duck, and that pass is going to be incompleted as Mike Daggs tries to catch it before going out of bounds. 2nd and 10 here now for the Aztecs.
Yeah, that was a lame duck because Hunter Norwood laid all of his weight on top of him that play. He's been involved in both the run and pass defense thus far.
2nd and 10 from 10-yard.
Let's look at Hunter Norwood, who has been with Jacksonville like forever, ever since the progressions era started. 3 wide receivers set here for Wilson. Wilson on a 7-step drop, loads the right foot, and it is completed right down the middle. What a drop. Jason Bradley comes away with that touchdown reception as he crosses Hollywood Boulevard.
His 5th career touchdown reception. Jason Bradley right in the middle of the field. As I said, Mexico City, they make you cover the entire field. It's a very difficult thing to do. You just don't know what's coming. It's hard to prepare for this team. And Mexico City takes advantage of the short field and puts 6 on the board.
With the assuming extra point attempt here, they're going to go up 10-0. Here is the point attempt. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. One thing with Mexico City, Eddie, you cannot allow them to jump on top because they are a hard team to come from behind on, as they have great defense. As during the early version of the season, they were number 1 in points allowed. They were in the top 5 in rushing yards allowed and passing yards allowed as well. I mean, this team really plays defense, and we know that Jacksonville can put up some nice offensive packages together as well. And Mexico City is not a team you want to get down really big on.
This ball will turn out to the 24-yard line in Jacksonville. They want to right the ship here and take some of the pressure off of their defense and try to put a drive together, because as of yet, they have yet to even cross the opposing 50-yard line.
1st and 10 here for Dunhill. Comes out in 3 wide receiver package. To the right of him will be Jared Willis. In the backfield, there's a handoff here to Willis. Looks like a strong trap. But he's going to be tackled for a yard loss. And on that tackle, I got to give it to Dexter Jackson. I think he was the first man there.
Yeah, and I believe Mexico City came out in a 3-3 nickel defense. And if they can do that and still get stops behind the line of scrimmage in his run game, it's going to make things very difficult for Marcus Dunhill today in the passing game.
They come out and gun straight again. 3-2 dime is the defense. There's Dunhill. Big throw. That pass is deflected away by Brody.
Yeah, this defense for Mexico City, they are very amped up. They're looking to continue this winning streak versus a hot Jacksonville team, and they have came out the gate smoking so far, DR.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategizes are being executed in real time by our simulation as real-life players compete on virtual gridiron, and that pass is going to be intercepted and cut into my my ad read there. And that is Mainfield come away with that first turnover in the game here on Dunhill. Eddie, you couldn't do better coverage than this.
You could not. And Jermaine Minifield gets his first interception of the season, then gets help from his buddies as they're blocking downfield for him, trying to get a pick six for him. He got his first interception, tried to get his first pick six, but he didn't get there. But don't worry, your offense will take it from here, buddy.
Outstanding coverage there by Minifield with that INT to give Mexico City the ball. And Eddie, this is what we talked about. You cannot give Mexico City opportunities like this to go up big on you. They're already almost in field goal range. There's a play action there by Wilson. Wilson throws an out route to the bottom of the field. That pass is going to be completed to Bartley.
Yeah, he was looking to Mike Daggs, but he was put in prison, had handcuffs on him, as he was not allowed past the 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, but he was able to check it down to Bartley for a nice game.
There's a look at Suko Lomano. Maybe he can come over with a pick here. There's Wilson. Going to dump it off to Jones, and Jones is not going to pick up the first down. 3rd and inches is what they're going to call it. Outstanding coverage there by the DBs to crash down on that play, but they allowed so many yards to be gathered by the halfback coming out of the backfield.
Phoenix Jones is considered a power back, what we call him. But he ran that route looking like a tight end. I mean, it's just almost unfair trying to defend all these players from Mexico City.
I think his run route is maxed out as well. Got to take a look at that here soon. Split wing jokers, handoff here to the fullback, Ray Bentley, and Bentley picks up the first down.
Yeah, Bentley got tired of all that talk about Phoenix Jones and Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson and everybody else. He says, hey, give me a touch too, coach. I'm a Hall of Famer. Give me the ball.
So shout outs and congratulations to Ray Bentley and his wife for welcoming their son into the world a few months ago. Little Ray Bentley, we may see him around sometime soon. Here's a 5-step drop here by Wilson. Out route to the bottom of the field, and that pass is going to be Bartley again. And Bartley has been Wilson's #1 target so far in this game.
Yeah, Bradley's been going to work. I mean, I don't blame him. It's hard. You know, you got to pick your poison. What are you going to take away from this team? You take away Mike Daggs, and Bartley is right over there waiting for him. You even got Jacob McCall over from Arizona. You know, just a lot of weapons over here at Mexico City.
Shotgun formation here for Wilson. Like a gun split. Throws another dart down the middle of the field, and this is Jacob McCall this time. Wilson is on fire so far, Gage.
Yeah, ever since Nate Ritter's departed from Mexico City, Jacob McCall's been more involved in the offense, and he's probably the happiest man on the planet when he found out he was let go, because he knew it would lead to more opportunities for him, and he's taking advantage of it.
Yeah, Jacob McCall. I think that's his second reception of the day. It'll be his first touchdown. 23 yards so far. And here is Varner for the extra point attempt, and that one is good. 17-0. Mexico City jumps up big here in the first quarter, Eddie. But as we know, here in the SFL, tables can turn really quick, as we saw in the game yesterday between Houston and Carolina, as Carolina jumped off to a 14-0 point lead over Houston, and Houston came back and forced the game with Carolina. It was an exciting one to watch.
They did a lot of SFL great action this weekend, and Queen City overcame a deficit to almost come back and win versus on the road versus Florida, but Florida came back and won that game late.
There's the return here for Jacksonville, and they're going to be stopped right at the 23-yard line. Kingston editing on the return.
Jacksonville down early, but as a coach once told me, son, we're down and we're down big. I got good news and bad news. The bad news is we're down. The good news is we got 3.5 quarters left to do something about it. So, no sense in giving up just yet.
Brian Summers from Mexico City, 5 plays, 35 yards, 14-yard touchdown pass to McCall. Here's Dunhill. Dunhill got a wide open man to the top of the field, and that pass is going to be completed and first down as well. 88, Shade Carroll comes away with his first reception tonight.
First reception for him, and Ray Bentley is in the chat reminding us that says, hey, Dorian is on the field. Look out for number 20 to make a play today.
Oh, well, congratulations.
They took the diaper off of him, replaced him with pads, and put him on the field.
Gotta love it. Here is Dunhill underneath the center with trips to his left. Two-step drop, reads the coverage. Oh, he goes down, lose 4 yards on the play. And I want to say that's Hunter Norwood on the tackle. I'm sorry. I was reading Dunhill's number. This is going to be 77. Dan Tritz comes away with the sack.
Now we've seen Mexico City stop the run with a 3-man rush and stop the pass with a 3-man rush.
You're going to have some hogs up front to do that.
Yeah.
There's another handoff into Willis and stopped in the backfield. And guess who it is? It's Tritz. Once again, the defensive tackle is making some noise for this defensive line here for Mexico City.
Yeah, and Jacksonville has 4 contract offensive linemen. Granted, they are young in their career, so it's going to take some time for them to get some experience and develop. But I expect to see a better showing from them as time progresses.
3rd and 15. They come out and gun straight. Eddie, I hope that is not 90 all slants. And they're going to go 50 X-A post. And that's going to be completed for a first down. 82, Kingston Editon. What a catch.
What a catch right in the zone. Mexico City was playing just in front of the safety. He knew he was going to take a big hit, but he sucked it up and came down to completion to move the chain to Jacksonville.
Gardner first down here for Jacksonville at their own 48. Dunhill in a shotgun. Gun straight. 3-2 is the defense, Eddie. It looks like they're going to play cover 4, and that's going to be a first down completion again.
Yeah, Jack Wall comes down with their reception. Hard to cover the tight end on a slant route at any time, but particularly in gun straight.
And he's an easy target to see. 6'7". I mean, both of these tight ends for Jacksonville are pretty tall at 6'7".
Yeah, Wall is having his best career since joining Jacksonville also.
7-step drop by Dunhill. Drops it right across the middle. He had time. If he allowed that play to develop just a little bit longer, he had 2 wide receivers streaking towards the top of the field on those crossing patterns. We're going to cut to a commercial. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Hey everybody, welcome back. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. I am your play-by-play caller today, Damon Simmons, with alongside me my main man Eddie Gage, and we have on tap here today Mexico City Aztecs hosting the Jacksonville Kings. And here's Marcus Dunhill in the shotgun, reads the progression, got an out route. Great read there by Dunhill. If you saw him, Eddie, he looked towards the top of the screen, had two guys there, they were covered, and came all the way back to the right side of the field to find his man, Hall.
Yeah, they did. And actually, Mexico City came out in a 3-4 defense. At the snap of the ball, the safety came flying down toward the sidelines to take those routes away. He had to look to an alternate receiver.
Wall on the reception. 3rd and 1. Do you give it to Willis? That was a strike across the middle. Man, he caught that? Oh, what a catch.
What a catch indeed. And I think that was cover 2, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I think it was a cover 2 look. Both corners came flying down. I thought he was going to draw that ball loose, but he did a great job of holding on to it.
And it looks like the defense were in a 3-4. I was trying to read it and pick it up. They had so many people up there on the line of scrimmage. I really just couldn't see. And here's a handoff here to Willis, and Willis is going to be stopped by Jackson.
Can't put a finger on why.
No, that's Horrell. That's Horrell.
He's having a down season, only averaging 2.2 yards per carry so far coming into this game. They got to find a way to get him going.
Yeah, when I talked to Frank, I think it was right after week 2 or so, and Frank told me that he changed him from a power back to a balance back. So we know how the balance backs has been going here in the SFL since we moved to legend settings, and there's a pass incompleted there by Dunhill. And they're going to go 3rd and 9 here.
And they were looking for Shea Carroll as a bang-bang play, and he got hit upside the head by the linebacker. Hard for him. He knows he's going to get hit, but wow, that's a tall ass for a receiver.
This is the SFL League website, simulation.net, for info on how to create a player, join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. And a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. Here's Dunhill, reads the progression, got him in and picks up the first down, Eddie. What a dot by Dunhill to that receiver, Shea Carroll.
Yeah, Shea Carroll trying to make up for the drop he had a moment ago when Dexter Jackson hit him upside the head. But he comes down with this one. Knows he's going to get hit by the safety. But he knows he can't afford too many drops. He'll find himself on the sidelines holding a clipboard.
Make sure to check out the Simulation Football League at its website, 17 seasons strong. Just wanted to finish that ad up. 3 wide receivers set here for Dunhill. Handoff here to Willis. Willis gets 3 yards still on the carry. Down to Mexico City's 2-yard line now.
I think that was Willis's best run of the day, that 3-yard run, which actually I give him credit for, because down there deep on the goal line, it's tough to get yardage down there.
I agree with your partner. Here's a single back formation flip pair. Dunhill gets pressured, and Tritz has been putting on a show all of the first half here.
I don't know if you saw what I just saw, but Jeffrey Daggs at the free safety position was lurking, looking to get a pick 6, trying to bait him into that throw. But Marcus is a veteran. He did not do it. He just took the sack.
Aaron drive so far, 13 plays, 66 yards here by Jacksonville. They're going to go gun straight once again here. 3-2 is the defense, and they're going to play bump on the outside and coverage on the middle. That's 2 corners, and that is an outstanding defensive play for Mexico City to come away with that deflection there by Jermaine Minifield.
His second deflection of the day already here in the first half. Jermaine Minifield looking to move up the depth chart.
Jacksonville is going to have to settle for a field goal, and they do not have a user player kicker. They have a non-contract player, Derek Norman here. And this is going to be a 16-yard attempt on the left hash mark.
Yards.
The kick is up, and it's good. I'm sorry, 25. Why did I get 16? Oh, I didn't count the extra 10. Sorry, from the end zone.
It's a team sport. It's a team effort up here in the booth by us. But, yeah, Jacksonville, they would like to come away with 7, but They're happy to have 3 as well. They're trying to get back into this contest. You aren't going to do it in one play. It's going to happen one possession at a time.
That's absolutely true there, Eddie. It's most definitely going to have to come in one possession at a time to knock down this 14-point deficit here. And what a nice tackle there on the return.
I almost called them Santa Fe just now. But the way they're playing, they may wear these uniforms the rest of the season, DeMond.
And man, I mean, I miss them being Santa Fe, to be honest with you. I mean, we had some great battles, Houston and Mexico City. It's always great going up against this team. As you know, you're going to get the best from Ramos Lynn and the rest of those guys over there in Mexico City. And man, that Santa Fe defense in season 5, man, was just outstanding. There's a dump off here to Bentley, and Bentley puts a shoulder down, and runs over 2 guys. As my coach used to say back in high school, son, put your Rydell on him. Drop your hat and run somebody over. Well, me personally, I was only like 115. I wasn't running no one over.
When I graduated high school, DeMond, I was 139 pounds. Some people wonder how I made the football team, but Daquan Hill had to come from his defensive end spot to help make that tackle to get him down.
Man, Bentley is just so strong and got his name as a grown-ass man back in the Season 9 championship game versus Chicago Wildcats as he put on a show that game and just basically almost ended Kanye Rockefeller's career. 5-step drop here by Wilson. Throws it off to Jones.
Oh, wow.
What a nice stop and head upfield by Jones to pick up 9 yards. 2nd and inches.
DeMond, is Phoenix Jones not a fullback? Fullback should not be able to turn upfield like that. My goodness, what a cut.
Phoenix on the depth chart is labeled as a halfback, but man, he's a power.
Excuse me, you're right. He used to be a
230.
fullback.
Yeah, he used to be. They're going to go wing jokers weak here. Hand off here to Bentley right up the middle, and he killed Houston on this play last week. But he does pick up the first down, but Jacksonville does not allow him to get anything more than that. I mean, he had a nice run versus Houston last week coming out of that weak wing jokers and that fullback's weak dive.
You know, Bentley, he's a fullback. He's a much bigger man than me, so I'm going to be real careful how I say this. But he's in the chat right now saying that he loves the grunts and the sounds that a grown man makes when he grunts. And I'm sure his wife gave him the side eye when he said that.
Oh, I bet she did. I hope she did. Here's Jones, and Jones almost breaks free from that one, picks up 7 yards, tackled by a host of Kings. And with these 2 guys, you got to bring a lot of people to bring them down. And that was John Martin on the tackle, along with, I think, Mike All as well.
Yeah, had they not made that tackle, it would have been a foot race to the end zone.
Second and 3 here for Wilson. Wilson throws an out route, and that's going to be a dot to Daggs, and he's going to step out of bounds. No, not Daggs. That's Fox Highwind. My apologies. I saw 8. I didn't see the second number there. Don't beat me up in the chats, please.
Yeah, they may challenge that one. I'm not sure if he got his feet in bounds on that play.
I think he was out, Ed.
They are not going to challenge it.
Twins to the right of Matt Wilson. 4-3 is the defense. Here's Wilson out route. This time to Fox Highwind again, and Highwind gets that reception for a first down. Now down to Jacksonville's 29-yard line. Matt Wilson, 127 yards, 2 touchdowns. Marcus Dunhill, 89 yards and 1 interception.
Fox Highwind on the season is showing what patience gives you. Patience is a virtue. He came into this league with Mexico City, I believe, 3rd on the depth chart, and now he's the main go-to man.
He has basically been putting in work since his rookie season. There's another out route to the top of the field that passes to Highwind again, picks up 5.
This man offense has just been matriculating the ball downfield every now and then, throwing a deep strike to keep teams honest, and they are looking on fire today, DeMond.
Yeah, they are. They have looking like they're here's the difference. From last week when they played Houston to today, they're getting the passing game more involved. Last week was basically the run. And they're switching it up. I'm pretty sure after watching tape, Jacksonville probably came in and said, "Hey, let's stop the run," as they're doing. I mean, they're not allowing, the backs to pick up a lot of yardage here, but they're allowing a lot of things to happen during the air.
Yeah, when they do try to run the ball, Hunter Norwood has been a presence up front, now allowing them to get any separation from these offensive linemen to get to the second level.
Single back doubles here for Mexico City. 4-2 nickel. There's
Draw
going to be a
play.
handoff. That draw play. Oh, I hated that when I was scouting for this team the previous 2 weeks ago. That draw play was killing me.
Yeah, I mean, because the linebackers, they take their eye off the ball for a moment to look to find their assignments in zone when they think it's a run play, a passing play, and next thing you know, you got a fullback or a tailback running right at you with
It's a
momentum.
weak draw, so they're going to the weak side of the defense, and man, I mean, they just takes over. Here's Dags at the top of the trips. 4-2 is the nickel. Play action. Dump it off to Jones, and Jones only going to pick up a yard. Great tackle by 74, Hunter Norwood there.
Hunter Norwood has been a presence all day, and as Dax walks back to the huddle, he's gonna give his quarterback the side eye and say, "I had my man beat on the out route."
Jacksonville comes up to the line in a 4-3 defense. They're going to looks like they're going to bring pressure, but no, steps off. Oh, nice defensive pass deflection.
That was Yakov Zolotov on a deflection, number 90 as a linebacker.
I butchered the name twice, and I wasn't about to do it for a third time, so I'll allow you to have it. And I'll roll with that from here on out. Zolotov. Single back left, pair slot. Wilson takes 2 steps, 1-on-1, and oh, the defensive player wins there. I love to see that. Bernard Gooden comes up and lays the wood on Phoenix Jones.
Bernard Gooden came up, and I was waiting for Phoenix Jones to lower his shoulder and work his way toward the end zone, but Bernard Gooden, as a corner, makes a great open field tackle.
When I saw they were going to be 1-on-1, I just said to myself, who's going to win this battle? 17-3 is Sanders of Mexico City, and here's a kick by Varner, and that kick is up and good. They're going to go up by 17 now. 2:45 left here in the first half. Jacksonville's going to get the ball with that amount of time left on the clock.
Yeah, the 11-play drive, I mean, it looked like Queen City from a couple of weeks ago when they just continued to eat up the clock, and that was, I mean, they just put on a clinic right there of how to run a ball control offense on that pass drive.
Here's Varner to kick the ball back to Jacksonville. And here's the return. Stopped and tackled and brought down at the 22-yard line.
2:41 left in this fast-moving first half, Damon, and if Jacksonville can put together a drive, they can cut this lead and this deficit down to 10 leading to the second half, and despite the way they've played, they'll be right back in this.
Yeah, they most definitely will be. I mean, there's a lot of time left in this game. I mean, they've been playing some pretty decent defense against the run. They just got to tighten things up on those out routes. Here's Dunhill. Right down the middle of the field. Got a reception. Picks up 6 yards.
See right there, Damon, I would have, considered going hurry up to try to get some momentum in our offense.
Yeah, I think if they get some offense going here, man, and they get a score in this drive, they can really make some noise going into the second half. Second and 4. Here for Dunhill and the Kings. 3-3 nickel is the defense. There's a handoff here to Willis. Willis picks up the first down. Probably his best run of the afternoon.
That is his best run of the afternoon. And against a 3-3 nickel, you expect him to get that kind of production. 2-minute warning.
And there's a 2-minute warning, people. We're not going to go anywhere. We're going to stay here.
Look at Frank with a fresh haircut. Just came from the barbershop before he hit to the
I
stadium.
mean, just sharp. Did you see the edges?
Yes, looking like Steve Harvey out there before he went bald.
Gotta get that lining, man. I miss my hair. I tell you the truth. I used to go to the barbershop every week. Saturday, you get the edge up. Tuesday, you get the haircut. And there's another run there by Willis. Picks up 7.
Yeah, Jared's starting to pick up some momentum here with this offensive line. Not sure if it's from Mexico City defending the pass here inside of 2 minutes, or he's just starting to get his groove going.
You know how how Jerry Jones said he'll do anything to get back to the Super Bowl. You don't know what he would do. You don't know what I would do for me to get hair back. Because being bald, it takes a lot to maintain. But this is not about me. This is about Mexico City and Jacksonville. And Frank Gooden's hairline looking real sharp. There's a pass completed for a first down, and that is to Grayson Willis. I think that's our first time calling his name tonight.
I think it is too.
It's the second reception. He only has 14 yards. They have not targeted downfield at all this game.
Well, I was talking to Frank pregame. He said he's going to try to have a ball control offense.
Reset drop here by Dunhill. Oh, that pass is deflected away across the middle.
Dexter
Jackson. That is KT Horrell.
Dexter Jackson made a couple of nice plays thus far in this first half. Almost took Shades Carroll's head off earlier. Makes a nice deflection there.
Remus Lynn in the shack said that Will Wild and Eddie. You know, you and I, man, we love to have fun up here in the booth while we're calling these games. 3-2 is the defense. Gun straight. And look at the pass protection. Going deep is done here. That pass is deflected away by Deuce. Jared Brody.
Yeah, he was never open, DeMar. That ball should not have been thrown.
I agree with you. He was never open. I mean, Brody was like step for step, stride for stride with the receiver.
3rd and 10, Jacksonville needs to try to find a way to convert this into a first down and put some points on the board before this expires.
They're on their own 46, Eddie. They're going to go same play, and he got a step on him this time. It's Grayson Willis. Comes away with that big play, but the throw from Dunhill couldn't have been better than that.
Grayson Willis, the new #1 receiver over here in Jacksonville with all these retirements, but he's making his presence felt now. He's had a quiet first half, and perhaps his agent went to the sidelines and says, hey, man, they're up in the booth talking about your lack of productivity. You need to get going.
I think Dunhill called that play again because he saw something on the last play and said, hey, instead of going 15 to the post, go 10 to the post this time. I think you'll get him. And look at here. Brody is playing off now. Dunhill, 3-step drop. Got him in. First down. Down to the 10-yard line. 1 minute and 2 seconds left on the clock. Tackle, this time by Brody.
Jack Wald, I believe that was a 90 tight end slant. You know, he's the primary option on that play as the receivers are running hitch routes.
There's a handoff here to Willis, and Willis picks up 4. 2nd and
20
6
seconds
now.
left.
You're right, Eddie. I'll snap it. I wouldn't even allow the defense to set. Come on, APF. Here's Dunhill. Got a man to the top.
Wow, great pass.
Play there. Stops out of bounds to stop the clock.
Other than the pass, the deep post to Grayson Willis, that was probably his second best throw of the night. He had a defender out there in coverage. He had to lob it over his head while getting the receiver time to make that catch and get back in bounds.
Here's Trips. You got Wall.
On the outside.
Down here at the bottom of the Trips.
Oh, he's open.
Got him in, right across the middle. Oh, nice defensive play by KT Horrell.
That was a nice play indeed, but I thought he had Jack Wall open on a quick out route, but he elected not to throw to him.
I mean, the receiver, the slant was there. Dunhill just took too long to throw it. It was there. It allowed this receiver to get in the vicinity of Horrell, and man, nice play there by KT. The wife of the great Dave Horrell, who plays for Fort Worth.
Bad snap.
That was a bad snap. It was. But Norman comes away with that kick. Now a 14-point game, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, they had to settle for 3, but the good news is they're only down 2 scores, and considering how their offense has just not produced and been able to stay on the field, No, they can take that as a win. Meanwhile, in Baltimore, they've put up 38 points at halftime, Damon.
Wow. That made 38 points in one half, and that is crazy.
Oh,
Man,
my goodness.
That was a powerful hit, dude. Like,
Jacob McCall just got baptized.
or was it Jason Bartley? No,
Was that Bartley? I thought that was
it
McCall.
Bartley.
Okay,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Man, he took a shot, dude. We're at third quarter now for Baltimore and London. As you stated, Eddie. Baltimore is up big, 38-17. Here's a 5-step drop here by Wilson. Wilson,
Oh,
nice
my goodness.
deflection there by Hale.
Hale showing his athleticism right there.
Yeah, I mean, he got it up.
Big man,
That
speed of jump that high.
Let's go. 2nd and 10 from 30-yard line.
Phoenix Jones there, 5 of 6.
And look at Mexico City here, getting aggressive here with 18 seconds left on the clock, deep in their
They're
own
going to go
end.
empty and bring out 4 wide receivers. That's
Oh!
a fast throw there to Dags, and that pass is going to be incomplete.
I did not like that play selection. You got 2 receivers running in the same area, making it very easy for one man to defend them. And not only did he defend him, but he almost intercepted it.
Yeah, it looks similar to like a rub or so that they was trying to run.
3rd and 10 from 30-yard line.
I formation, power I.
Oh,
They're probably just
power.
going to run it and go into the half here. There's Phoenix Jones. He got open field. Eddie at the 50, the 40, in the 30, the 21 man to beat. Can he outrun him?
He does. Oh.
Come. And my name is Phoenix Jones.
Connor Darien had a chance to bring him down before the half end, right before the half ended. He was unable to do it. And Phoenix Jones, the former fullback, showing he's been running, doing those parachute drills. As no one was able to catch him, he runs to the end zone to end the half. And wow, talk about a way to go out for Jacksonville. The chance to go down 2 scores with the made field goal attempt. And now looking to go down 3 scores with this extra point. What an unfortunate turn of events for Jacksonville.
Eddie Gage, 68-yard touchdown run by Phoenix Jones. 3 plays. And Mexico City jumps up big here by 20. Here is Varner on the attempt.
Bad snap again.
There have been some bad snaps by both of these teams. 27-6, it's Mexico City up on Jacksonville now.
Phoenix Jones, I didn't catch the number, but he put his right shoulder down and ran through. Just as you're taught, don't run to the tackle, you run through it. And that's exactly what he did. And took it to the house, 65 yards. The former fullback showing his speed.
As I stated, Eddie, my coach used to say, drop your right L on him. And that's what he did. If you wasn't born in the 80s and 90s or 70s, you may not know what Rydell is. I mean, that was the name of the equipment back then. You had your Rydell helmet, you had your Rydell shoulder pads, and you had your Rydell cleats.
Yeah.
R-I-D-D-L-E. Rydell.
I thought it was R-I-D-D-E-L.
Yeah. It's R-I-D-D-E-L, right?
Yeah. Look at these first half stats.
I mean, they're pretty close.
Yeah, they're pretty close, but Mexico City is taking advantage of short fields and turning them into points, while Jacksonville was unable to do so.
Speaking of Rydell, man, I remember when I was in high school and I went and stayed with my grandparents, and my grandmother wanted me to run track. I hated track. So I needed some flats. So you know you gotta have your spikes and you gotta have your flats, right? So the school provides you with the spikes, or you can buy your own spikes. So I was gonna get the spikes from the school, but I needed some flats. And my grandfather takes me to, me and my grandfather, we go to Academy. And I saw some nice Adidas flats that I wanted. And my grandfather said, hey, what about these? Being cheap, he picks up a pair of Rydell. I was like, dude, I do not want those shoes.
I ran track as well. I ran cross country, and I couldn't stand it either. But the doctor, I was born with both asthma and bronchitis, and the doctor told me it would help open up my lungs. I thought it was just an excuse to get me to do something. I don't know, but I did it, and actually turned out to like it very, very much so. And when I did it, you know, of course it's tax on your body. You know, you're getting out there. There's nothing to look at half the time, and the coaches would make us run out in sand on Lakeshore Drive. Running through that sand was tough, especially on days when it rained the day before. Oh my God! But it would just allow you to just clear your mind and get your mind off of things. And it was just a wonderful experience for me.
Wow. And in the chat, you got Phoenix Jones. I still have my helmet. Ramos Lynn, I still have my Rydell helmet as well. Rydell, make a comeback.
Ramos is about, what, 19 years old, talking about he still got his Rydell helmet. Come on,
Look at all this new fancy stuff.
I can just imagine how those helmets are these days. They probably done, technology's just gone so far.
And you're absolutely right. You know the crazy things, like me and my wife and my kids, we were coming out of church this morning, and we passed by a high school, and there were like some little kids, like youth football going on, and my wife says, have they updated the technology in helmets, you know, to prevent concussions?
Oh.
And I said, yes, they have. I said, what they do is they do a lot of testing on helmets now.
Yeah, they do.
To prevent a lot of concussions to happen.
Yep.
I mean, they still happen, but not as much as it used to. One, the footballs, I mean, just about every football league has took out the wedge, you know, but yeah, so I totally.
They don't look as cool though.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I
But
want my
safety
son to
first.
play football so bad. My wife is like, no. I was like, well, he's only 18 months now, but wait till you get 5. He's getting out there.
Jack Wall.
Back
has
to
been busy so far in
SFL
this game.
action. And there's Wall come away with that reception. 2nd and 3rd now here. I'm sorry, 2nd and 3 here for Jacksonville as they take over the start here in the 3rd quarter.
Jacksonville looking to get back into this game. One series, one possession at a time.
Here's a handoff here to Willis. Willis runs over a guy, but being brought down.
You say he was a balance back? You sure about that? My
said
goodness. You said, are you sure he's a balance back? He just sent that guy to the shadow realm.
Single back formation here for Jacksonville. 3-3 looks like it's the defense. 3-4 maybe. There's another pass completed to the tight end. Man, that dude is big.
Yes, he is.
That's a steal.
Got an appropriate last name, too.
Okay. Phoenix Jones said he even bought his own face mask and visor because the high school he went to did not have the one he liked.
Man.
I don't think we could change the mask back then. They wouldn't
I'm
allow
trying
that
to think
crap.
about that, too. I don't think we did either. As Jed Willis runs, if he'd have cut left, he'd have got picked up a few yards right there, but he decided to cut right. Destin Jackson's been all over this ball game.
Dude, the chat is going crazy over helmets now. I mean,
yeah, I see that.
Even Ray is talking about her nephew ordered his own helmet. You know, so.
Ray said he got his own mini helmet. That's about it.
Here's Dunhill. Got a guy open. Oh, I thought he caught that one. I thought he squeezed it through, Gage.
No, Jack Wall, the intended receiver, I didn't see who batted that down. It may have been Destin Jackson again. I'm not sure, but Mexico City was actually lined up in man defense, and that's a very difficult play to make to break up in that situation. Great defense.
3rd and 13. They come out and gun straight. Would it be 90 all slants or 50 XA posts?
Mexico City's playing off.
3-2 dime. Corner post to the top.
One's
They got
open.
one down the middle. Got his guy. Only going to pick up a few yards there, Gage.
Smart football.
Yeah.
That was very smart football, smart coaching by this Mexico City coaching staff. They know the situation. It's 3rd and a mile. Don't play up on these receivers. Play off. Force them to check it down. Rally to the football. Make the tackle. And get your defense off the field. Great play by Mexico City.
Here's the punt here by Jacksonville.
Phoenix Jones is saying he had to paint his so the team wouldn't know he bought it.
Love it, bro.
Let's go. First and 10 from 36-yard line.
Sorry, I had to get up and check my air condition because I'm sweating like a dog in a Chinese restaurant. Not sure if that was good to say.
I'm freezing over here.
Here's Wilson out route down to the bottom of the field. He got Phoenix Jones, picks up 2.
Yeah, he tried to look further downfield and waited too long to check it off to Phoenix, who, had he caught that pass about a step sooner, could have turned around and sent a couple of defenders to the shadow realm.
2nd and 7. Ball
27-6, Mexico City up on Jacksonville Kings. 2nd and 8. Matt Wilson, the Hall of Famer underneath the centers. Split back all the halfbacks there, and they're going to go to Bentley.
He dropped
He's
it.
going to fumble that, not fumble, but bobble that one,
That's
and
Bentley.
not going to come up with that reception there. That was 50 HF out.
50 HF outs, yep. That's a
they
Mexico
lo- and
City
they love that
special
play.
right there. Yes,
And you know
they
what?
sure do.
It works great for this team because they have
Yes.
those 2 power backs.
Yep.
You know, they're able to break tackles as soon as they make that reception. For a finesse backs, I don't see it working. Man, they got how many offensive linemen on the line here? Dude, they got 2nd and 3rd string offensive linemen on the line there. Dump it off here to Jones. Jones runs a guy over and just get the ball past the sticks for the first down.
I think that was split jacks they were in right there, bringing in, I think, 3 tight ends on that play. 23 personnel.
1st and 10 from 46 yards.
27-6. Looks like there's a score change for the Baltimore and London game. 38-24 now. London scores there. His play action. Got a guy across the middle of the field. It's Dags comes away with that first down reception.
Yeah.
Man, he looks like he towered over everybody on the defense in Jacksonville.
The outside linebacker, Yoko Zolotov, actually, you can see him. He tried to strip the football and missed.
Yeah. First and 10 here for Mexico City at Jack's 44-yard line. Current drive, 4 plays and 20 yards so far.
Look at Dags lined up on the tight end spot.
The dangerous individual. Handoff here to Jones, and Jones is going to be hit by Bernard Gooding right at the 39-yard line.
I'm sitting there talking about Mike Dags, talking about he's about to ready to take someone's head off, and he ran right past the linebacker looking for a smaller safety. Come on, Dags, get in there and make a block.
Pick on someone your own size.
Yeah, exactly.
Dags down to the bottom in this tight bunch here. There's a play action again. Man, they've been play action all day long, and that's Fox Highwind with that reception. What does the Fox say?
You know, I played Mexico City in a couple of weeks down here in Mexico City, and wow, the way this offense is clicking, I'm going to be up all night trying to figure this thing out.
Dude, I have a headache. I am tired. I am exhausted from game planning. I'm about to say the past 2 weeks of game planning. Mexico City, Houston did not win a single scrimmage all week long. And this past week, getting prepared for Carolina, it has been back and forth. But here's
look
what
at Phoenix.
from hell from Phoenix Jones. Brings another
Look at that score.
sport, dude. I just crossed Hollywood Boulevard for the 2nd time today.
Strong power out. That's the same play they ran to score the touchdown just as the half was ending. They ran it again here in the 3rd, and they scored another touchdown off of it. And Phoenix Jones is telling his offensive coordinator, you better not take this past the playbook next week, or we're going to have some words, fella.
Man, he just gave Greg Gaines a stiff arm from hell, and he just had a broken tackle from Suko Lomeno.
This Mexico City offense is just playing on a different level these past few weeks.
I reached for Saad in the chat. Oh my God, someone PED test him.
Yes, please. And get those results back before 2 weeks from now.
We need those back within 24 hours. How about this? How far back can the results go? Can they go back to last week? I need a forfeit win.
7 plays, 63 yards. Result ends in a 32-yard touchdown run by Phoenix Jones.
Here is the return for Jacksonville, and they're going to be stopped right at the 19-yard line. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6, the official apparel provider of Simulation Football League, and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotion. Sector 6 features replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. Get the gear that the fans wear from Sector 6 and 97 Sports Promotions and the SFL. Here's Marcus Dunhill, 3-step drop, got a man open down to the bottom of the field. That pass is caught and completed. Picks up 8 yards on that reception before stepping out of bounds.
Doubles. I think that was 90 tight end Y out. It gives you a lot to think about as a cornerback. You got the tight end or receiver running the out, and you got the receiver on the outside running a 9 route. Makes it very difficult to defend.
Easton Ellington on the reception. Dunhill with the great read from Dunhill though.
Gun ace trips.
I love the way how he reads the defense at times. There's a man wide open across the middle of the field, and that's going to be to his second tight end. Steele.
And look how big he is.
Dude, I'm telling you, these tight ends, man.
he came straight from Planet Fitness to the arena.
I mean, you got some of these DBs looking like David, and these guys are Goliaths. Here is Dunhill on a 2-step drop. Nice throw, broken tackle. He's off to the races. Can he make it? Dags with the tackle down at the 11-yard line. 88, Shea Carroll.
Dags saved the touchdown because, I mean, one thing a coach cannot stand is a missed tackle. It's one thing to give up the reception, but you got to do your job and get them down to the ground. He makes an ill-advised dive for the receiver who just shakes him off and heads down the sideline, and Jeffrey Dags saves a touchdown. And look at Dexter Jackson as a linebacker hustling downfield.
It has me questioning Shea Carroll's speed.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Shea Carroll, man, it looks like he's not running those parachute drills. Come on, fella.
Yeah, get that 40 time down, son. Down to a 4-3. I mean, I can understand Dags because he had an angle.
Yeah, he had the angle on him.
But Dexter Jackson basically would just
no way should be running him down.
Yeah, no way should have caught up to him. There's a man wide open. Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
You got to be kidding me!
And it's recovered.
Jack Wall coughed it up on the 1-yard line just as he was about to cross Hollywood Boulevard, and gives the ball right back to Mexico City. I mean, when it just rains, it pours today here for Jacksonville.
Ben Charbs with the forced fumble, and then the recovery was by Zach Dags, the inside linebacker, which is a non-contract player.
Wow, that's tough.
At the 4-yard line, Mexico City takes over. Handoff here to Bentley, and Bentley picks up a yard.
Taquan Hill allowed 0 push from that offensive line. Despite the score, he's played very well today.
I think that was Phoenix Jones on the carry there.
Now, Sam, let me ask you a question. You're a Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame player. You've been through it all. Oh my God, he just got drilled.
Eddie, somebody got barbecue on the field.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, mama. Connor, Durant, you got barbecue down there? You didn't invite us? Man, you just hurt our feelings.
He's the team's leading interceptor, so I'm sure they'll live with it.
I thought Phoenix Jones was off to the races. I didn't think Durant was going to come up with that tackle. Here's Wilson out route down to the bottom of the field, and it's Jones, and Jones makes a reception for the first down out to the 18-yard line of Mexico City.
I got to ask you a question, Sam. Yes. You've been around for a long time.
I have.
When Jack Wall fumbled right there at the 1-yard line, the owner of Mexico City said, dang, that is tough. Do you really think he means that when he says that? Or was he really saying, yes, good job, fellas?
Yes, good job, fellas.
Exactly.
4-3 defense here for Jacksonville. Wilson
Got him.
takes a shot down the middle of the field. That pass is completed to Fox Highway.
Fox Highway's having a great day for Mexico City thus far. They got him involved early and often throughout this contest. And despite the score, he continues to play hard on the field. Just made his 6th grab of this contest.
6 receptions, 6 targets for 48 yards so far. 100% on the day for Fox Highway, averaging 8.0 yards per reception. 1st and 10 for Mexico City at their own 41. They're going to go far wing jokers here. 2-step drop by Wilson. Dump it off to Dags, his best friend. He's going to pick up 3 before being tackled by Duran.
Dags caught that pass and was unable to protect himself. Took a blow to the ribs that he is surely going to feel tomorrow.
2nd and 7. Ball at the 44-yard line.
He may feel that now.
Here's a single back formation here to the right of Wilson on a 5-step drop. Oh, what a dot. My goodness, what a throw. They're going to call a late hit penalty here on number 22.
Stops the clock.
Alonzo Williams is going to be penalized here. And you're right, it does stop the clock, and it does add an additional 15 yards as the Aztecs accept this one.
That may just be a frustration penalty based off how this game is going. He's upset with himself, upset with his team, and just the way this game is not fair for Jacksonville today. That just may have been a frustration foul.
If the Z tight end cross was to play, you're right, that is like a frustration penalty there.
1st and 10 from 27 yards.
Here is Wilson underneath the center, calling a signal. 4-2 nickel, Eddie. Looks like they got some bump about to come. No, they're going to
Oh, a toss.
Yeah, toss there. Don't see this very often here in the SFL.
We seen you running yesterday and scored a touchdown off of it.
That's because I knew nobody was going to be expecting it.
But Jacksonville and Mike All was expecting it, and Mike All comes up with the tackle with the TFL.
London cutting the deficit down to 11 in the 3rd quarter there. Here's a handoff here to Bentley. Bentley picks up 1.
Ray Bentley been the primary blocker today. You just wonder if this game goes on, will they give him some more carries?
Zolotov on the tackle. Eddie, weak fullback dive. Oh no, they pass out of it.
50 HF outs.
I thought it was going to Bentley again. Oh man, these dudes are laying the wood now.
Phoenix Jones, for the 2nd time in his half, was just baptized by Bernard Gooden.
Oh, I love the way you say baptized. Say it again.
He got baptized.
Baltimore City scores again, 45-27 as they're up on the London Knights. There's the kick by Varner, and that one is good. Do this guy ever miss?
He's perfect on the season, DeMar. 15 for 15, I believe.
Damn. And the kicker for Houston has missed 4 this season.
My kicker, Cliff Allen, came out of retirement. He's missed 3 already, but we love him anyway.
Well, our kicker, when we drafted him, he had like a kicker accuracy of like 72.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, so, he's been progressing in that, and he's doing pretty good now.
I told Cliff Allen, until you hear otherwise, don't even wait for me. Just put it towards kick accuracy.
I know, right? That's what we that's what we told Sonny J as well. We're going to return the favor with a nice hit of our own in Mexico City.
He put his Riddell in his chest.
He's making a comeback here in the SFL. There was a look at Grayson Willis.
At the top of the screen now.
Gun straight. 90 all slants here. Got a reception.
Oh,
He dropped it. And it
That's
was
tough.
Willis.
It was Willis.
I wasn't trying to curse him. I really wasn't.
Yes, you just did. It's your fault.
I don't like the commentators curse. I hate it.
Good coverage though. Oh yeah, he was thinking about that hit.
I think someone in the secondary of Mexico City has footsteps on them.
I had the pleasure of meeting Jeffrey Daggs down in Niagara Falls with him and his dad and his brother and his mom. And he's a little kid, but he packs a big punch.
I have a story of Jeffrey Daggs myself as well. I'll get to it right after this. Here's a handoff here to Jared Willis, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield for your loss. And that is
Dexter Jackson. He's having a great game today.
At the SFL convention, everyone had their media guides, and I had mine, and I was going around getting autographs from all the players, and I went up to Jeffrey. And it is known, Jeffrey is my number one fan as a broadcaster. I was getting Jeffrey's autograph, and I was acting like a kid in a candy store. Here's a shot down the middle of the field. That pass is completed from Dunhill. And it's Kingston Ellington.
Speaking of Jeffrey, he was trying to take his head off and just missed.
And man, Jeffrey was writing his autograph. That's the end of the third quarter, everybody. Going into the fourth quarter, Mexico City Aztecs are up 37-6 over the Jacksonville Kings. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We'll be right back.
What's up, everyone? I'm Doug. What's up, everyone? I'm Doug. Oh my God.
I'm Doug Brown, running back, Mud Dogs. That's Potty, Kicker, Dragons. That's Benny Butcher, DT, Dragons. We the Simpot, the Late Night SFL podcast. Check us out on YouTube and Twitter.
It's Dorian, by the way.
Oh, gotcha. Thanks. Let's get up to our stats guy, Justin Reside, who has been doing an outstanding job by making Eddie and I look like we're geniuses up here knowing each stat line. Justin Reside on stats. Oh, that should have been an attempt for a pass deflection or so. But like I was stating before we went to the break, that I was sitting there waiting for Jeffrey Daggs to do my autograph, and I'm just acting like a kid in a candy store. I'm hopping up and down, clapping and rubbing my hands together. And Eddie, you should have saw his face, dude. He was just smiling and eating it up. It's just, I mean, that's the beauty of the SFL conventions. You get out there, meet everyone. You put a face with a name and a face with a voice from guys you hear, broadcasting. It's an awesome feeling.
It is.
It's an out route down to the bottom of the field, and that pass is going to be completed for a first down there, and that is Wall.
Jack Wall again.
Reception.
Baltimore's looking to put up 50 on the board by the time that game is over with, Damon.
And we have 250 burgers in 1 week here in the SFL. 3-3 defense. Handoff here to Jared Willis, and what a run.
Showing his elusiveness right there, Damon. He made a number of cuts.
Yeah. They get in inches. Jacksonville at Mexico City's 43. 3-4 is the defense. Single back. And Jared Willis gets the first down and more, Eddie. Hey, Jacksonville is starting to move the ball now.
Yeah, they are, Cam. And excuse me, Damon. And you know how when you were a kid and you heard your parents arguing and you tried to pretend like you didn't hear it and you were off in the distance? That's how I felt about 15 seconds ago.
Me too.
Jacksonville
It's gonna be shotgun split pair, and there's a nice run over. Get out of my way, son. Eat some Cheerios.
Walter's having a great afternoon.
He's running like a madman out there. Oh, look at that! Bam, boom, boom, bam. Hey, here's this.
Looks like a pinball machine out
Hey,
there.
don't when you hit someone out of bounds, isn't that a personal foul? What about when the offensive player hit the defensive player out of bounds?
You know, they're prejudiced toward the offensive players. Come on now. You guys get all the breaks.
Here's the
Look at the
5-step
blitz.
drop here by Dunhill, and Willis is wide open to the 10. Hollywood
Touchdown.
Boulevard, Jared Willis.
Yeah, they brought the blitz on that play. First time I think I've seen it today. They brought Dexter Jackson on the blitz, and they just fed Jay Willis on the opposite side, and he was off to the races. No one to account for him. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
I got to give credit to the tackle, Olivia Bleeker. I mean, she put a block on the defender that just broke Jared Willis wide open and free to cross Hollywood Boulevard. Here's an extra point attempt here for Jacksonville. There's a snap to hold Eddie. The kick is up and it's good.
Jacksonville puts a touchdown on the board. Sort of a moral victory for them in their offense. Now their defense is looking to get a moral victory. Can they get a 3 and out and get the ball back to their offense?
No moral victories in the SFL, Eddie. I'm sorry. Just like the Dallas Cowboys are asking for. Should have won, you bums. Visit the SFL's YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFL for an archive of every game, every draft, every moment you might have missed. Since the Simulation Football League got its start in 2013, SFL YouTube features top 10 plays of the week, archive, people behind players, segments, and all the major milestones in league history. Simulation Football League YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFL.
I got two things to say about that Dallas Cowboy game. One, the receiver pushed off, and Dallas was robbed. And two, you calling them bums, but I'm sure you'll be tuning in next week.
I sure will when we play the LA Chargers. Here's a handoff here to Phoenix Jones up the middle of the field, picks up 3 yards.
Three on the play. Number 90, credited with the tackle. Second and 6 from 35 yards.
I agree, Cam.
Me too. 2nd and 7 here for Mexico City. I formation. This is loads. As they're loading up on the other side, they're going to go weak side. Phoenix Jones breaks a tackle out to the 40. And Duran. Hey, wasn't there a music group called Duran or Duran, something like that?
Yeah. Connor Darian was in on that tackle as a cornerback. He's been playing great today, making some nice open field tackles.
Shotgun formation. 3rd and 2. This is Houston. They'll be running the ball on 3rd and 2. Here's he got wide open. Oh, it is off to the races now, and it is Bartley comes away with that reception. Jason is his first name, what they call him. Touchdown.
At some point, you would think that the white flag will be waved, but out here it's big boys out here, Damon, and Mexico City, despite the score, continues to just run it up.
The only way an offensive receiver can be that wide open on a go route, it has had to be a fade.
It was a fade.
The defense were either in cover 2 or you in man coverage. Whichever one, you better not come out in that type of coverage versus a fade route in this league, because you're going to get burnt.
The play they just dialed up was a Sioux Falls special back when they were, blowing everybody out with Gunnar Lewis running down the sidelines.
And there is Varner on the extra point attempt, and that one is good.
I guess
44-13.
Mexico City saw the score. You know how they got that ticker
Yeah.
in the stadiums? Maybe they saw that and said, let's see what we can do to match up with what Baltimore's doing over there.
That's up one. Whatever you can do, I can do better.
Yeah.
Look, Ray in the chat. She said it was Duran Duran. Ha ha. Here is the return. Got open field to the top. It's going to be tackled and brought into 26.
I'm happy to report that Ray regained power, water over there where she lives in Louisiana. Shout out to everyone in Louisiana who's going through what they're going through after recent events over there. And hopefully Gerald can get his home back in order soon as well.
Yeah, we have quite a few individuals here in the SFL that lives down in that coastline of Louisiana and Mississippi. Here is Dunhill, big arm, he got a reception, and he's going to be tackled and brought down. Jake Wall, Jack Wall is having a game, Eddie Gage.
Yes, he is. Jack Wall, he's been catching a number of passes short and out to the flats, but today on this particular play, he's showing his athleticism and ability to get downfield. Jack Wall bringing in his 7th reception on 9 targets today.
Dude is having a day, and I haven't heard much of Jack Wall until today. 7 receptions, 9 targets, 90 yards on the day. An outstanding day at the office for the tight end. Here's Jarrett Willis on the screen route again. He's going to pick up 6. He's having an outstanding game.
He is in terms of receptions. You're right. They haven't been able to get him going in the run game, but he's trying to make up for it a bit in the passing game.
No, I was speaking of Wall, not Willis.
Oh, gotcha. Yes, Wall, absolutely.
Look at Dunhill, 366 yards, passer rating of 101. Here's a 2-step drop, dumps it off to the halfback. No, picks up the first down.
Wow.
You're wrong, Mr. Commentator. I'm going to get this first because I was about to say no.
Jack Wall letting out a bit of frustration as well.
This Jacksonville team had a lot of loss during the offseason. A lot of players that retired or decided to go elsewhere because the team was moving in a different direction.
Or cut.
Absolutely. And they have quite a bit of rookies on this field here today. Here's Dunhill. No, that's dangerous. That was a dangerous pass there.
Dangerous and almost returned the other way, and there was no one between them but a bunch of big offensive linemen and a quarterback, and neither would have caught him.
That was a backup free safety. That pass deflection. Second and 10 for Marcus muscles. At Mexico City's 16-yard line. This has been a nice current drive here for the Kings. 5-step drop here. Got a man open in the back of the corner. He's not going to take that one. Dumps it off to the halfback for security.
Dan Trich was double teamed on that play. The moment the ball was snapped, he was impressive as a rookie. I remember he was in a Rookie of the Year conversation for Defensive Rookie of the Year, and they've been doubling him all day today. He's going to get double here again as they line up in the 3-2.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to go gun straight. The offense that is 3-2 dime defense, as you just stated, Gage. Here's Dunhill on the 2-step drop. Goes out route. Not going to pick up the first. Gage, do you go for it here? With 5:50 left on the clock.
I would. But it looks like they're bringing out the field goal unit, and they got to kick this field goal.
Eddie Gage, this is going to be a 28-yard attempt. I'll call it 29.
Unofficially, it's looking at 29.
There's a kick. It is up, and it is good. 28 is what they're going to call it. I know he looked like he was right between the 28, 29-yard line.
Yeah, it was close.
And APF is so confusing at times. When they in the middle, sometimes they'll give it to 28, sometimes they give it to 29. Don't try to make me look silly or like I don't know math.
Well, it's officially 29 when the ball is marked at that 12-yard line. Anything short of that should be 28, as Baltimore just put up another touchdown in London.
And they're the second team to go over 50 this week. I wonder how defensive coordinators feel when they give up 50 points. I can tell you how one feels for sure.
I can tell you how I feel. Not good.
There's Jacob McCall on the return. He gets out to the 30-yard line. That's where Mexico City is going to take this one.
You know that saying when they say, "Is that bad?" And the guy goes, "It's not good."
3 wide receivers set here for Matt Wilson.
Doubles.
4-2 nickel.
Another
There's gonna be a
toss.
sweet toss to Phoenix Jones. He's going to be tackled and brought down at the 34. 98 on the tackle. Marcus Sledge. Where's the hammer?
You know, that right there shows you the confidence that Ramos has in Phoenix Jones. Phoenix Jones is a power back, and they came out in single back double, spread the defense out, and decided to go run a toss to him. Ramos is just a difficult coordinator to plan for.
Can I ask you a question? Or here's Phoenix Jones right after this play. Can I ask you a question on that toss play? To the side that he ran, was there a pulling guard?
I didnn't see one. So
didn't see one
it wasn't that play you ran similar to yesterday out of Ace, in which the guard or the center ran out there with him. He was solo.
Because it's in both. Because I tested it in doubles. And I didn't go with it this week. Here's a handoff here to Phoenix Jones. They're just going to try to run clock here. Eddie, we got to stop talking about that play because that's a scouting report.
You're going to have coordinators in the lab testing it all week.
I know, right?
Too late. The word is already out. Let me test. Note to self. Test the toss.
Yeah, but here's the question. There's 3 different tosses.
Yes, there are.
In those plays. Which one is it?
They're going to have to find out when they test him this week.
Here's a handoff here to Bentley. I'm calling it right now. Weak dive.
Look on the clock.
Damn. I look like Tony Romo, don't I?
Yeah, you actually like Ramos right there.
That's just from the scouting report.
You did just play him, so I guess you would know.
Yeah, and that is Zolotov on the tackle.
Good job on the pronunciation.
Hey, I'm getting better. I'm really fighting this dyslexia thing.
I'm proud of you, man.
I think I'm starting to get better. And my wife tells me this morning, she's like, "Where are your glasses?" She's like, "Since we moved, I have not seen you wear your glasses." I said, "Well, they're in a box somewhere, and I knew I put them in one of the boxes for the office. I just haven't found them yet." Here is a pass down the middle, and that is going to be the 47, the backup tight end, Bill Henry, getting some action now.
Yeah, you see the touch on that ball, too, getting right over the linebacker's hands.
Man, speaking of touch, man, we have just seen some outstanding passes from quarterbacks here in the SFL this week. I mean, I know I saw a few passes from Ashley Jackson yesterday that was just outstanding. And Matt South put on a show yesterday.
Yes, he did.
I mean,
Oh,
Matt
goodness.
South was a quarterback that nobody wanted at one point in time. And dude the past 2 weeks, Matt South has looked like an all-pro quarterback. And the rookie from Houston also put on some nice touch passes yesterday as well. I mean, it's just offensive performance all around. You know, you got BD3 over in Atlanta. The guy has been putting on the show. And the quarterback from Baltimore, this dude just may be the runner for MVP.
Yeah, I mean, putting up 55 points again today. But they've been doing it all season long. Seems like they've been averaging about 40 points a game. And we reached a 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning, everybody. We're going to cut to a short commercial break. You're watching Simulation Football presented by APM Music on the SFL. APM Music is what the SFL is presented by. APM Music is an unraveled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust. Here's a run by Phoenix Jones. I was trying to get to the ad read there about APM Music. Robos and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. As we was just discussing in the break, Eddie, when we hear that as that music right before your game, you stated that you get hyped, and I said,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I get hyped and butterflies at the same time. You know,
My anxiety is usually through the roof. I can't sit still. I'm pacing back and forth. My wife always says it must be game day. I said, you darn right it is. And she knows to leave me alone.
4-3 is the defense. 2nd and 4 handoff here to, looks like the backups are in now for Mexico
Yeah.
City.
Matt Wilson's been on the bench for about 2 minutes now, holding the clipboard,
Drinking Gatorade and other
drinking Gatorade and making a phone call to his wife, talking to Mike Daggs on the sideline, his best buddy since they were kids. Talking about the game plan for next week.
Dags, you should have cut it in on this route. 3rd and 1. Jacksonville still has 2 timeouts. Here's a handoff here to Jones.
Oh, goodness.
And
What is
Jones
he doing
is
in the
still
game? He must be a contract year. He's trying to get his yards up.
Absolutely. I'm not leaving this game. I'm not getting out. And that's probably going to do it here. They're going to probably bring out the victory formation here. Next Sunday on For the Fans, coverage of the Simulation Football League 17th season on For the Fans continues next Sunday, September 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern, headline by a mega showdown on the West Coast where the 5-3 Portland Fleet will meet the 5-3 Los Angeles Lycans in a battle for the division lead. Sorry about that. Bonus coverage includes Charleston, Florida, and Lone Star, Arizona. Eddie, get ready. It all comes your way next Sunday on For the Fans.
SFL action continues each and every week. There's always marquee matchups you can put on your calendar as teams break out and come into form, and all of a sudden, teams that you thought may not even be a contender are suddenly in it. And it's just back and forth action all season long. You can never take a week off, blink, relax, because the competition out here is, as Cam mentioned, is just fierce, competitive, and back and forth.
You know, man, going back to Cam, our great commissioner. I mean, dude does a lot. Production, week to week. You know, as you and I stated a couple of weeks ago, you don't get this type of production in other leagues, you know. But I want to go to the documentary when he says that when these teams lose, these owners, it hurts. It hurts.
It really does.
Someone stated before that owners remember the losses more than they remember the wins. And that is so true.
Let me tell you a true story, Damar.
Uh-huh.
At the convention, we play in Queen City, and we had a play dialed up that I just knew I removed from the playbook, and we just kept dialing it up. And every time we dialed it up, Queen City continues to shred us. And I mean, it's like the AI knew I meant to remove that play, but they just continued to call it. So much so I said, Cam, I took that play out the playbook. He says, no, you didn't. We'll take a look at it, but I'm pretty sure you didn't. And sure enough, I did not, even though I was confident that I did. And once I saw it, I removed myself from camera and I just started breaking down crying because I felt I let my team down. And I just apologized to everyone and said, guys, this loss is on me. You guys competed on time, and this loss is my fault. You know, I'm so sorry, guys. I mean, I just felt so bad. It was a close game, and had that play not been in the book, I feel we walk away with a victory. We did not. Kudos to Queen City, but damn, that loss still hurts.
Dude, you're so right, and as you stated, you even shed a tear or two. So, dude, I can remember sharing a tear. I want to say it was season 12. No, not season 12. Season 11. You came over from Baltimore. You're the defensive coordinator. We make it to the semifinals.
Yeah.
And we face Florida, and we're facing the Alaska Storm in the semifinals. You know, to make it to the championship game. And then Ryan Michaels, who was our general manager and also our starting cornerback, had plans to step down from the team and take a role with the league front office. And I
Yeah,
wanted that win to get to the championship game
for
for
him.
Ryan. And after
Yeah,
that game, dude, I cried. I
yeah.
cried. I cried. And I shed the tears a few games this season. There's a false start. Dunhill's going to take advantage of it with a big play down the middle of the field. And it's to Grayson Willis. They're going to decline the encroachment and take the yardage here with 17 seconds left in the game. This team is not letting up. I mean, they're still fighting. Give kudos to Jacksonville.
Kudos Jacksonville. There's no quitting this team. And Frank, despite this loss, I'm sure he's going to get back to the drawing board, figure out what went wrong, and right
Yeah.
this ship. As you stated earlier, he has a young team. They are still developing. But Frank, what I did notice about this team, he has 4 offensive linemen. He knows he's thinking long term. And this team, offensive linemen are hard to come by. There's just not many of them in this league. And for him to have 4 of them, once he gets this roster the way he wants it and these guys start to develop, this team is going to be back to contending.
You absolutely right there, Eddie. They're gonna go 90 slants here out of the gun straight. That's gonna be an incomplete. I'm gonna call PI there.
PI. And that's a
Um,
terrible call, by the way.
you just stated that Frank drafted 4 offensive linemen in the draft. They're all
Yep.
rookies. Take a look at this here. I looked at the SFL minors.
One offensive lineman.
Only one is in there, and this guy drafted 4 last season. Guess what? There may be an expansion in rosters this offseason,
Yep.
and there's not going to be any offensive linemen to come around. But guess what?
Nope.
Frank Gooden's going to have some. And
He's
guess
got
what?
4 of them.
That run game, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's going to change Jared Willis to a finesse back next season.
Just go ahead and spill all this tea while you at it.
I haven't heard that. This is just my hypothesis.
Oh, okay.
They're going to go Hail Mary,
Oh, my
Marcus
goodness.
Dunhill here. That pass is
much
going to
on.
be incomplete. Still 6 seconds left on the clock. And man, guess what? You get Jared Willis as a finesse back behind 4 offensive linemen.
Game over.
It's game over, dude.
Game
It's
over.
gonna be game over. And guess what? During the draft, they were like, "Oh, they need to draft another linebacker. They need to draft another linebacker." Trust me, Frank Good knows what he's doing.
Frank was playing chess.
You can bet he was. Dunhill's in a shotgun gauge. Hail Mary formation. I just hope he doesn't have a Tom Brady moment. There's some pressure. Tackle. That's going to be the end of the ball game.
Yep.
Mexico City's going to come away with the victory here, 47-16. Just 3 points shy of a 50 burger. But man, they're going to move up in the standings in that South Division. They're the sole leading team. They're going to go up 5, what they're 5 and, no, they're 6-2. And the
2
team
straight
that's
losses
behind them
to Florida and St. Louis. Mexico City has since bounced back and got back to what they're known to do, and that's win games and secure themselves a playoff spot, looking to secure a home playoff game or 2. Knowing Mexico City, I'm sure will almost be right in the thick of things, and they got right back on track. They jumped right out of the gate and established dominance early against Jacksonville and did not take their foot off the throat even late into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, their 2-win victory is just basically happening on the road right now. And leading into next week, I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking to continue their winning streak. And I'm pretty sure that Jacksonville is going to get in the lab and they're going to tweak some things and try to get themselves another victory. As I like to say, the SFL, each week, it continues to heat up and catch fire, man. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen, from week to week. It's just unpredictable in this league. It's just outstanding. It seems to go one way all week, and then game day, it just shows something totally different.
Yeah, those other teams, they get paid too, and they make adjustments that you may not predict coming. And but I mean, Mexico City, they don't really make too many changes to their playbook, at least offensively. But it works so well. Why try to fix what isn't broken? And they just have been on a tear all season.
They have. You're absolutely right, Eddie. They have been on the tear, and I have to give kudos and flowers to both teams, organizations. Great game to both coaches, owners, or whatever, and we get to see who's the MVP
Matt
of
Wilson,
this
I'm
game.
going with.
You going with Wilson? I'm going with Jones, and there it is. Phoenix Jones, the player of the game. 18 attempts, 158 yards. This dude has been putting the league on a tear here so far, Eddie, and I think he's the #1 leading rusher in the state football. No, is it Ezekiel Love? Whoever it is, I think he's up there. Well, everyone, I'm Demond Simeon along Eddie Gage, where I'm signing out. Gage, you got anything else to say?
Arizona, I love y'all. Every last one of y'all. Big win this week, y'all, but we got another tough one next week. Everybody, thanks for coming. Good night, and drive home safely.
See you when we see you. Peace.